topics for the video is volume of cylinder and cones. So do you remember the previous lessons we've been talking about the surface area of a cylinder and cones. Then now we continued with the cylinder and cones. This time we are going to talk about the formulas for the volume of cylinder and cones. And after that we also talk about the spheres, and then we will find the surface area and volume of a sphere as well. So you ready for the lesson? So here we go. So first of all, have a look at the volume of the cylinder. So you all remember how to find the volume of the prism, right? So volume of prism is you find the area of the base, then times height. That is how we find the volume of a prism. Now have a look at this one. This is a cylinder. So as you notice that, what shape is the base? So the base is a circle, right? So what we need to do is we need to find the area of the circle. That you all remember the formula for the area circle. Area of the base, that is a circle. Then we know that we need a pi r squared, right? And then after that, we need to times the height. So the volume of a cylinder, the formula will be pi r squared h. So now it's very simple. So we just directly find out how to find the volume of a cylinder using the questions. Here you've got a cylinder, and then always remember the formula. So base area of the circle, area of the base times the height. Then now identify the radius. So you can see area. So the radius is 3. So pi, then 3 squared times h is 10. So now you know that 9 pi times 10. Then we can come up with 90 pi. That is the volume of the cylinder, and make sure you need to have a unit. Then since this is the volume, so centimeter cubic centimeter will be the unit of the volume. So this is our answer. Then move on to the next question. So we can see the cylinder here. Then again identify the r, radius, and then height. So we know that pi r is 4, and 4 squared times the height is 15. So all we need to do is just calculating. So 16 pi times 15, then 16 times 15 will be 240 pi. And then make sure you've got a unit, centimeter, cubic centimeter. So this is the answer. Now have a look at this one. This one is we need to find out the expression of volume, right? So the formula for the volume is volume of the cylinder is area of base times height, and the area of base, let me draw the circle here. That now we notice that the radius is 2x, right? So have a bracket, otherwise you might do the mistake. So now pi and 2x squared times x plus 1. So now let's simplify it. So it's 4x squared pi times x plus 1. Then now as you can see, what we need to do, we need to expand the bracket, right? Then so 4x squared pi times x will be 4x cubed, right? We've got 3x, so times together the pi plus 4x squared pi. That now I already said 4x cubic pi, then 4x squared pi. So now our expression is in terms of x, so I think we finish our answer. So this is the expression of the volume of a cylinder. Now move on to the next question. Here, this question we've got missing value, but we've got a volume already. So now using the volume, we need to trace back our missing value. So the r, the radius of the base is missing, right? So let's identify our base. Then identify the height. Then we need to times the area of the circle, and then times the height, 10. So now let's find the yellow part. Pi r squared, then times 10. is 140. Then now divide by 10, then we can have a pi r squared will be 14, right? We already divide by 10 each part, so 14. Now, please use your calculator. Say volume and surface area section, you must, have a calculator right next to you. So now, let's divide by pi. Then r squared will be 14 divided by pi. Then that's why you must use a calculator. Then, now, r, that you know that what's the inverse operation of the square? Yeah, that will be square root, right? So we've got a square root of 14 over pi. Then use your calculator. So 14 divided by pi will be 4 point. I'm just round up to the nearest 2 decimal point. It's 4.46, and then now root 4.46 will be 2.11. So r is 2.11, but make sure your answer says you need to round up to the nearest 1 decimal point. So now you need to check your 2 decimal point, that's 1, so round down, your final answer will be 2.1, and that is centimeter. Now, let's move on to the volume of a cone. Then we'll remember that the volume of a pyramid, right? So we've been talking about the volume of a prism and pyramid before, that you remember that how we can link to the volume of pyramid and prism. Yes, pyramid is always 1/3 of the volume of the prism, right? So it's the same. So we've got a cone, and then we already know that how to find the volume of the cylinder. Say, here we have a cylinder. Then volume of cylinder was area times height. Say, base area times height. That was pi r squared h, right? That now volume of cone is, make sure you always need to times the 1/3, right? So 1/3 of the volume of cylinder will be the volume of the cone. Now we know that the volume of cylinder is a pi r squared h, right? Then now volume of cone, the formula for the volume of cone will be pi r squared h, then 1/3 of pi r squared h. So remember this formula. Right, so now as you can see the picture, there we can see the cylinder is pi r h, and then cone is 1/3 of pi r h. Now have a look at the question here. Then the volume of a cone, that we know that is 1/3 pi r squared h. So let's find out what's r and what's h. That's what we need to do. So r is 5, then 1/3 pi, then r squared is 25. 5 squared times 8. Then now we got third, and then 25 times 8 pi. That's the answer. Let's try to calculate them. And now we know that 25 times 8 will be 200, right? Then 200 pi over 3. Then you can leave your answer as a fraction. The unit, then that's cubic centimeter. Next question, calculate the volume of a coin. Then we've got a diameter, so 1/3 times, so since diameter 8, then r will be 4, right? So radius is 4, so 4 squared times 14. Then now let's calculate the 16 times 14 times 14 pi divided by 3, so that will be, then if you calculate, it's 224 pi over 3, so centimeter, cubic centimeter. Right, now let's try to solve the another one. Then 1/3, then r is 5, so 5 squared times 12. Then now let's cancel it, that we can have a 25 times 4 pi, right? Then final answer will be 100 pi, then cubic centimeter. right here. So now we've got a missing value. So the R is missing, and then we have a volume, so we need to trace back to find the X, right? So since volume is 1/3, so pi R squared H, then we know that H is 15, then R is, let's put X squared, then 15 will be, so this will be 23. So let's times 3, both sides, then pi, then X squared pi. Let's organize this one. So we've got 15 X squared pi will be, if you times 3 to the other part, will be 81, right? Then now let's divide the terms by the 15, right? Divide by 15, then we've got a X squared pi will be 18 divided by 15. So now this time, let's divide by pi each terms. So now X squared will be, so 81 divided by 15, then divided by pi as well. So now we calculate 81 divided by 15, that will be 5.4, then over pi. So now let's calculate the pi as well. So X squared will be 5.4 divided by pi. Use your calculator, then you can get 1.72. Then now use inverse operation. So now root, the square root of 1.72 will be 1.311. Then this is the answer. So X will be 1.3. Then if we express our answer as two significant number or round it to the nearest 1 decimal point, we can say it's 1.3. Right, so this is the end of the first video. So we've been talking about the volume of cylinder and cone. Then we actually find this is quite easy because we already covered the volume of a prism and the volume of a pyramid, right? It's really the same. So just remember the formula. The next video we are going to talk about the sphere, and then we will be finding out, the formulas for the surface of a sphere and then volume of sphere as well. So I will see you at the next video. Bye bye.